Hi folks, Red Labor here today. Hope you're having a great day. It's Labor Day weekend. One of my favorite holidays of the year for obvious reasons. To celebrate the Day of the Workers. And as a socialist, celebrating labor and celebrating worker solidarity is what it's supposed to be all about. My only beef with Labor Day, well, two things that really bug me about Labor Day would be that, one, our labor movement has been seriously neutered in the last 40, almost 40 years. I mean, you know, when the right wing talks about the unions and the unions this and the unions that, and this is part of what's wrong with America. The Republican Party's been so southernized that it's reached across the entire country to the point where unions, they're wanting to treat unions up north and elsewhere like unions are treated here in the South. Well, our labor movement has been neutered, and we don't really have a union movement anymore, and less than 10% of the workforce now is unionized. So, you know, it is mathematically impossible to blame unions for the problems we have in this country, because unions are so few, unfortunately, these days. But even just as controversial to me is the non-socialist aspect of Labor Day, and it kind of bothers me, even with my local union, when I go to meetings, contract ratifications, you know, general quarterly meetings, this sort of thing, and you know, people, if you share perspective, you don't have to really even be overtly political, but if you share perspective that's perceived as too liberal, in the old New Deal liberal mindset, some of these people get upset. You know, you got people here in the South that defends right to work. They're in the union. I'm glad they're in the union, but they still think right to work is great, and right to work is the reason why we have weak contracts, and it's specifically designed to make unions weaker. And my rights, and anybody who is a labor union member in a right to work state, they're the ones that have their rights violated every day, because you know, they're paying union dues to cover not only their fellow workers, but they're also covering the rights of people who do not contribute. And the people who are not in the unions, in the union shop, are usually the first people to go, boo-hoo-hoo, my rights are being trampled on, you know. And you know, as a shop steward in the past, and I'm thinking about becoming a shop steward probably at some point in the near future, I usually give people who are non-union members a chance to show what a union can do for you. And I'll usually tell them this. I make no apologies for what I'm about to say. I'll tell them, look, I'll do this, I'll go and solve this grievance the best I can for you this time. But if we get this resolved, it is under the condition that please seriously consider joining the union. And whether you join a union or not, that's still up to you. But the next time you get into deep shit and you're not in a union, I'm just going to nicely tell you to fuck yourself. So, you know, that's basically how I deal with it. As I said, I make no apologies for it. But it is really sad that unions are not the focus of discussion anymore. There used to be labor sections in major newspapers, even down here in the South. There used to be TV commercials for unions. There used to be, you know, I mean, there was a time when both Democrats and Republicans, depending on how strong the unions were, when they had something to say, the people in both parties kind of listened to them. And today, even a lot of Democrats who are supposedly pro-worker and everything could really give a flip about unions, and they don't even think about it. One of the problems I had when I was with the ECU College Democrats back in the early 90s, when I was at East Carolina University, I would talk about union. I would talk about trying to link up. I know that the labor movement was almost non-existent at ECU and in Greenville and in Pitt County, but I still thought it was a good idea to try to link up, and no, instead of doing that, these were new Democrats. They wanted to sit there and praise NAFTA to the sky, and they wanted to sit there and be new Democrats and be all things to all people and be proud to be wishy-washy and be proud to not stand up for anything and be proud to refuse to take their supposedly own position and their own side in an argument. This is what we have to deal with, and it's this mentality is where it irks me, and I think we need to form a Labor Party. But I take Labor Party seriously because it is the day of the worker, and we workers need to, right now more than ever, with the attacks that's going on around the country, various states like Indiana going right to work, and Governor Scott Walker of Wisconsin declaring war on the public sector unions, and just and various just the Tea Party, and the right wing and Fox News and talk radio vilifying unions for all the problems of the country, when unions are not the problems, folks. It is unbridled capitalism. It is deregulation. It is corporate managed trade. Those are the problems. And so what the right wing likes to do is they if that message gets out and people can comprehend that, they go and change the subject and focus on guns, gays, and guns. Yeah, they're trying to take away your guns. They're trying to, them radical gays are trying to same-sex each other, and same-sex marriage each other, and they're trying to take God and the Ten Commandments out. That sort of thing. And just like sheep, even moderately well-informed people will fall for the Rush Limbaugh Fox News soundbite. It's pretty sad, folks. But anyway, I still stand with the tradition of Eugene Victor Debs and Walter Reuther, Sidney Hillman, John Sweeney today, to keep the labor movement on and to support labor struggles all around the country. I even support the more radical movements. I mean, AFL-CIO, United Electrical Workers, and even, I'm going to get nostalgic for a second, and even the Wobblies, the industrial workers of the world. I mean, it doesn't matter. There's a labor movement out there and a worker solidarity campaign. I urge each and every one of you to join them. I stand proud. A decade ago, I did my part. I did my part with the with the Farmer Labor Organizing Committee down here in the Mount Olive Pickles. And with our work, we were able to see to it that Mount Olive Pickles were unionized. And how great it was to be there to see the official signing, and back in the fall of 2004, to see the official signing and see the union, the union and the company working together for these immigrant workers that wanted a fair shake and wanted a taste of the American dream. Without unions, folks, we will still be living in the 19th century. And I don't want to go back to the days of sweatshops. I don't want to go back to working from sun up to sundown without Social Security in unsafe conditions and children being exploited. I don't want this. You shouldn't either. Take care. Comment and have a happy Labor Day.